Hello everyone, welcome to why the League honor system is flawed. I am an Akshan main primarily, however, imagine if this was your champion. I play a lot of champions, and I am an Akshan main primarily, like I said, which is why I'm making this video because of the Honor 5 Akshan skin. Otherwise, I probably would not have been prompted to do it because I wouldn't have felt a strong enough need to because it wasn't for one of the champions I main. But like I said, imagine this was for one of the champions you main. Also, a quick disclaimer, please do not send any hate to the support staff that are listed in the emails. I've been trying to get Honor 5 for the past 2 weeks, ever since the skin was announced for Honor 5 Akshan. Free Honors Akshan. So, the Akshan skin. This is the first issue. The skin was announced late, which gives Akshan mains no time to attempt to regain their Honor level 5 so that they can get the skin, even though Honor is supposed to be quote-unquote a season-long challenge, which that's the first problem, and it's a big one. The Honor skin is for Akshan, which that itself is a problem. Like, I love the skin and everything, that's why I'm making the video. But Akshan players are not really the known for being the most honorable players, so why would you make a skin for a player base that is known to not be honorable? Not announce it beforehand, so that those players are nicer in their game season-wide. It just makes no sense. And many people were wrongly chat muted from Flawed reporting system in the early season. You know, when multiple people would just type GG and get banned for either previous offenses or for nothing because the Riot reporting system, it just was flawed. I remember if you dislike someone, you could just report them and they would 9 out of 10 times get chat muted, which would lower their honor to 0 and lock it. The honor system itself, and you can see this wonderful demonstration over here of a progression bar that I mentioned down here. The honor system is inconsistent and flawed. You can see many people who play so many games so that they can try and get their honor up, but if you don't know a trick, which is called, like, you have to repeat your sessions, you have to close the client and make a new session, because even though that's not in the facts or the FAQ, it's part of how the system works, which makes 0 sense. It does not reward people who play their game and being honorable in that time, which even if you're a good player, being honorable, you're not getting rewarded for it because you're not doing the session trick. I average 120 games with 2 honors per, because some would be 0 honors, some would be 4 honors, and a lot of them were 2 honors per. So averaging about 2 honors per 120 games, and a lot of people honored a lot. So it would do that everyone has honored. So you got little extra progress. Since I was honor level 3 checkpoint 3, this was within less than 2 weeks I've done this many games, and I have seen no progress. Before, I asked Riot support to see how many, or when was the last time I got a checkpoint, so I could see how many games I've done since then. I've done 119, and that was with less than 2 honors. And I know for a fact that I was not getting that everyone has honored because my pre-made would not honor it. He would just usually skip it because there's not really much merit in honoring anyone, especially not your pre-made, because there's nothing you gain from it, and honor system doesn't really give you any good rewards until now because they announced the Akshan skin last second. There's no way to track your progression other than checkpoints, which are very, very long. And even then, you still can't track your progress between these checkpoints, even if you ask Riot support, which keeps it hard to keep Riot accountable to see if the system is working properly. You can't even check. There are many bugs, there are just infrequent problems, and you can't see if these are problems because you can't check anything and Riot doesn't tell you anything. I suggest a progression bar, so that way maybe you can keep Riot accountable, because as I've asked them in many emails, there's no certain number, quote unquote, but maybe you can make it a percentage. It's not that hard. They already have that bottom image is for ranked, but that is based on games played flat, so it's easier to program that, but I'm sure they could do something similar for honor using the colors that they have already established. Actually, at the time of editing, we were about to upload it, and I logged into League for the new season, and I was actually surprised with a honor capsule. I got honor level 4 without even playing anything. That, I think, just shows that the system is really horrible, because I didn't play, I didn't get any honors, as you can see here, since the last time I started, and I got the level up from not doing anything, which is fantastic. The honor system has many quote-unquote features that I was talking about before that aren't listed on the FAQ anywhere, which is about the sessions, and it was described in a video from a well-known member of the League community, Maddie Loves Gaming, where you have to disconnect every hour or so because that's how long a session is, and your honor is capped per session. Why would they do this? It makes 0 sense. It doesn't even make sense to stop trolls who just spam games asking for honors, because if they're getting the honors, it doesn't really matter. That would mean that they're honorable, and if they're getting it from a pre-made, then sure, you can keep that out, but also, that brings me to the next point. Playing with a pre-made, playing with your friends, and having them honor you doesn't do anything, because this bottom image is on the FAQ. Can I play a game, or can I game the system and boost to level 5 by constantly playing with a pre-made and honoring each other every game? Nice idea, we had it too! So we specifically built honor so potential exploits like this could give you and your friend literally no benefit. Why would they do this? If you're playing with your friends, you should still be able to gain honor as much as everyone else. Oh, but it's to make it so trolls can't get honor back. It doesn't matter. Having trolls get honor back does nothing. Oh, but they won't get the skins at the end of the season, so it makes it so that they're less encouraged to be toxic. No. Trolls don't really care. They don't. They are going to flame regardless. And if they end up not getting, like, let's just say their skin was announced for the champion they made, and they were banned, so they couldn't get it ever again. What do you think that's going to do? They won't ever be able to get it again. So what's going to stop them from being toxic in the future? If they can't get it back, knowing it exists, but they can't get it, what's going to be stopping them from ever being toxic in the future? It doesn't. It just promotes toxicity, if anything. These are the emails I've gotten from Riot support, and the emails I've been sending to them as well. The email from Riot support being on the top, and the one from me being on the bottom. This one is from Steamy Noodle, which is saying, I asked, I was just wondering if I can get an approximate number on how many honors I would need to get honor level 5. Currently I'm honor level 3 with 2 checkpoints. I'm an Aksham would want to know if it's possible for me to get honor 5 before that rolls out. I would also like to know if honor from party members count. Then he goes, I completely understand your concern and would love to clarify things for you, happy face. Honor from party members will naturally count towards your progress, though it will give a little bit less than honor from a complete stranger. Also, have no worries as you still have enough time to reach your goal, but this will heavily depend on the amount of games played, along with the honors you receive. So I wish you the best of luck. When it comes to the exact number, this is information I cannot share, so I hope for your understanding on this. That's fine. I would understand if they can't share the number. Maybe it's like private data. Sure. Next one. Hello again, because I said, that's okay if you can't give me an approximate number on the honors. But is it possible that you can give me an estimate as to how many games I would need to play, given that I'm honored by party members? Also, I was wondering if honor counts less unless it is from the same person. And he goes, that's quite a good question. I'm unable to answer how many times you will need to be honored, I assume, or how many games you will need in order to reach honor level 5, such as the information is just not available. It's simply not meant to be available. I wonder why that is. Also, have no worries, as the progress you receive for honors will always stay the same, no matter how many times the same person honors you. Next email. Now, I got a new support member, Dragon Slayer. And I said, actually, I have one last question, which I will say a lot throughout these emails because there's just no end to the questions about the honor system because nothing is explained. In terms of honor progression, does it take a while to update? These past few days I've been playing a lot of ARAMs to get honor faster and have gotten a considerable amount, yet even though I am relogging, I still haven't gotten a checkpoint complete. And then he goes, I understand you're looking for clarification regarding your honor level. Please do not worry us, you're in the right place. I checked the system for you and found that you are currently honor 3, honor checkpoint 2. There are times when honor level experiences a glitch and does not show the correct level in the client. Please do not worry, your honor level is not locked or slowed. This is something that would also profit from a progression bar because what happened is often. And here I said, hey, I was wondering, since I have gotten, I would assume, at the time I was saying, I would assume about 30 honors within the past 3 days I submitted my last ticket, and most of them have been from non-party members. Also, by this time, I had more than 30 honors. It was just within the past 3 days, because I have been stuck at honor 3 checkpoint 2 for a long time, and most of them have been from non-party members. Is my honor level bugged, or am I not leveling up? Is it mentally affecting me? Because you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. Because I was grinding for this Akshan skin and playing the league for so long. Oh my god, man. Not receiving progress at all since the skin upcoming is for my main, Akshan. I played hours upon hours and gotten many honors, and I think honors, like, I've gotten more than on my way to honor level 3 and 2 checkpoints. I think I had gotten more honors than my entire time playing league to that point. And in my last ticket, the writer said I had plenty of time, because that is what he said. I had plenty of time to get this done, to achieve honor level 5 from where I was. And I said, is this accurate? Because I've been playing so much with no progress, and I was getting honors, so there was no point to not be progressing. He goes, thanks for writing into us. As a fellow player myself, I know how slow honor progression can be at times. Upon using all of my resources, it appears I can't tell you for certain whether or not you'll get honor level 5. Which, you know, that's understandable. You don't know how much I'm going to be playing, but fair enough. Like how many games you're playing, yup, see, or how well you're behaving. Not to mention the amount of honors you get per game, if any. The more games you play and the less penalties you get, the faster it'll unlock. What my fellow agent might have missed was the fact that you've begun your climb at honor 1 checkpoint 2 this split, and I can tell you from personal experience that leveling up in honor generally takes some time. And knowing that the rank season ends at the end of December, you might not have enough time. I'm still rooting for you though, which doesn't make any sense. Yes, I started this split at honor 1 checkpoint 2, but that should not affect anything. When I started grinding for this, I was honor 3 checkpoint 2. Being honor 1 checkpoint 2 should not affect anything. Next email. Hey, I need to ask another question. I just got checkpoint 3 out of 3. I want to know, are honors time capped? Because it felt like it was. For example, I can only get a certain number of honors within a time period, or day, or week, or is it uncapped, and I can get as many as I want, because the current rate, I'm averaging 1 honor from a pre-made and 1 to 2 honors a game from a random. I'm willing to do 48 games a day if it is not time capped, so I can achieve honor 5. I need the skin, or it is over for me, because 48 games a day of ARAM, that's not impossible. You could get 2 to 3 in per hour. Say you're staying up for like 20 hours, 16 hours, it's not impossible. And he goes, wow, I really respect your dedication and passion towards Akshan, gamer. As for your question, you are correct. Honors are unlimited, and you can get as many as you can. The more games you play without showing any toxic behavior, the more games you get honored in, the faster it should increase. And while I can't tell you for certain whether or not you'll get honor 5 in time, I'm praying to the RNG gods for a blessing upon you, which doesn't make any sense with what happened, because he said the honors are unlimited and you can get as many as you can, meaning it's not capped. However, reading every other source that isn't Riot that has been proven, it shows that it is capped per session. And so then I asked, so is this why a specific number is not available for honor? Because it's not about who's giving honors, but how many in the progress space about the amount of honors in a row without penalization. If this is true, does that mean that it's still being applied to me as I'm getting a lot of honor rapidly in a short amount of time? Meaning that the estimated time I was thinking and need to complete this would be shorter because I should progress more quickly if that's how the system works. He goes, exactly. Knowing that there are many factors when it comes to how quickly you're leveling up in honor, an exact number can't be set. And while you don't necessarily need to get honored in every game in a row, getting many honors in a short amount of time would boost your level up rate. But set some realistic expectations. It's not guaranteed that you'll get honor 5 from honor 3 in 22 days, as honor is usually meant to be grinded out throughout the whole split or season, just so you know. And just saying, I have played many games throughout the split, and I've gotten honored in a good amount of them when I played ranked, and when I played norms, there wasn't that many because my premates don't really honor, because there's not really any points in it. Which means that it's not guaranteed, but he did confirm that this is how the system works, and that should be rapidly increasing because I'm getting honors, not being toxic, playing many games. I highlight to my knowledge because he says there isn't a level cap. Because I asked, oh, I was also wondering if you could tell me the date I reach honor 3 checkpoint 2 if that information is available, because I need to know that for calculating how long it would take me. And I also said, I was wondering if the gap between honor levels is the same or does it increase with higher levels, because that's pretty important. For example, the amount of honor between honor 2 checkpoint 1 to 2 and honor 3 checkpoint 1 to 2 are the same. If the question is unclear, please let me know. This is very important, as it would make a very big difference between how long it would take me, because if I assume that they're all the same, I can use how many games I had for my last checkpoint and do that again, and assuming I'm getting more honors, that would help a lot. That would help a lot. Meaning I should get to honor 5 really quickly if it's going up exponentially. You'll find out that that is just not true, apparently, according to a different writer. Here we have a different writer, another one, because we need multiple. This is all within the same ticket, by the way. I said, hey, I took a look at the honor FAQ because you only get 4 shots, told me to. So now I have the question, does honor with a premade work significantly less because I'm currently queuing with my friends, but the website says, can I game the system and boost my level 5 by constantly playing with a premade and honoring each other every game? That's what I talked about before. That little screenshot from the FAQ. Because it, like I said, it does not make sense that you should be punished in terms of honor when playing with your friends. It just doesn't. I will do my best to clarify the situation with honor progression for you, says the writer. In this case, our system is designed so that you mainly have to get honors from random players so that you can't abuse the honor system to your advantage when you play with your friends. Why does it matter? I already explained why it shouldn't. Trolls aren't just going to not be toxic so that they can get a skin at the end. And if that's the case, make it so that if their honor is locked, they can't unlock it very soon if you don't want them to get the skin that season. It's as simple as that, because then they won't be able to queue with their friends so that it can just be like, oh, I'm back up to honor level 5, woohoo, I get the skin. If that's really what you're worried about, it makes 0 sense. I would also like to be able to provide you with all the information I have, but regarding the multiplier, when honored by a premade teammate, this is something we don't have information about since our system works with a built-in algorithm that calculates these percentages. What? So, before, when the writer said that it should always be the same, because that's how it works. It should always be the same if it's coming from the same person, for example. How does that mean that you can't find the percentages? Because if the algorithm is what's making it, it's just way too confusing. You can't have a system like this, or at least tell me what the percentage is at the time. These could all be solved, like I said, by making a progression bar. It at least lets you see something visibly. It is there. It's not a checkpoint that you have to work for like 500 games. You can see your honor going up, even if it's very slow. And then I wrote a wall of text asking multiple questions, because at this point I'm getting very confused because Riot and the honor system is just not making any sense. Then I said, hey, sorry, this is another set of questions, but it's a very important topic to me, as if I do not get this Akshan skin, I will be extremely devastated. First off, I've been playing a lot of games, and I have counted the number of games within that gap that I have reached the last checkpoint. And also, I've looked up many sources to see how honor system works more closely, like the official League of Legends YouTube channel and the FAQ. I have played slightly above the same number of games as I did within the last checkpoint gap, and now I'm wondering if ARAM counts for the same amount as Summoner's Rift, because at that point I wasn't so sure. Because otherwise I don't know why I would not have leveled up yet, since I am getting more honors than before, because my premade and I played Summoner's Rift, but it didn't really honor that often. And even when they did, it was a premade, so it wouldn't have counted for as much. But in ARAM, it is different. The players are nicer, so they honor a lot more. And I have 1 guaranteed honor from my premade, and I'm usually getting 1 other from a random, and everyone is usually honoring, so you get the bonus. Now, if I reach honor 4, if I ever get to it, I will count not only the honors, but the time it takes that everyone is honored, the times I get 3 honors or more, and which category they fall in, which would be premade or random. Because as it feels right now, the system feels random. It feels like a slot machine, and I don't see any progress at all. I have spent hours upon hours playing this game since the skin was shown. Late, by the way. I don't forget to mention that again. And because of this, I was also wondering if there was a chance that the 3 honor skin line will ever be within the honor 5 token shop that Riot promised to update. Or if I buy every skin in the game, and I get to lock the limited skin choice, which is usually used for very rare skins, like my friend, who got PAX Twisted Fate, can I unlock the 3 honors auction with that? Because it's limited? Or am I not allowed to? Thank you for the time reading this. Please wish me luck, as I'm going to spend at least 15 more hours on my winter break grinding ARAM. This is their response. It is very short. Hello, Giant Erakshan. I understand that your progress may look a little slow, but this is because honor progress is supposed to be season-long evaluation, and it's expected to take longer than days or weeks to rise. That's what's expected. But I am playing way more than the average player. Way more. The average player may play 2-3 games a day. The average casual player. I'm playing like 20. I'm going like 10 times the rate of a normal player. And I'm relogging for the sessions because that's how the honor system works. Again, they're just telling me the same thing that I've heard multiple times to that giant ball. Despite this, 2 main factors may affect honor. And the type of game is not relevant to that. Okay, well, that's one question answered. The number of games you play, which I was playing a lot. I've played 120 since, and I would like to think that is a lot, because that is more than most casual players play within the entire season, or split. Whether or not you're playing with sportsman-like attitude, which I'm saying, you know, the casual AI-generated responses, like every time you do anything in a game. You load up, good luck, have fun. At the end of a game, GG, well played. If anyone does anything good, wow, nice. And so I re-asked the exact same question. I just quoted the email again because that person did not answer every question that I asked. Then they said, oh, I'm going stepping for my colleague. Be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. First things first, ARAM and Summoner's Rift grant you the same amount of honor progression, so what the other person said. What's important to remember is that you're getting honors from players who aren't in your premade party, or will grant you far more progression than if you get honored by your friend. As for whether the skin will be available in the Honor 5 token shop, we don't really have information on that right now, so I can't say for sure. In any case, I wouldn't want to set any false expectations by saying that it might happen, so for now, the answer is no. And lastly, we do have an exception that lets players choose a skin from a list of limited skins that they obtain every skin at the shop. However, like I said, it's a list, meaning that 3 honors action won't be available in it, so even if I use that super rare skin voucher, if you buy every skin in the game, you can't get it. Hope this clarifies things, and I wish you the best in getting your honor up. the next one. Hello there, because I said one last question then. Since honors from random teammates count for more, and I usually get at least 195% of the time, and I am going to do a lot of games, probably 2 to 3 per hour since it's ARAM, I will be doing this for maybe 18 to 20 hours each day, like I said before, which would at least be 36 games a day, which gives you a minimum. Are you allowed to tell me if that would be enough for me to get the Honor 5 skin? I'm just having a really hard time since the skin was announced so late. So me and many other Auction players who didn't grind games to get Honor all season are currently going to miss out on a skin, even if we are honorable players. This guy goes, the honor level, for me, that is my kryptonite, my friend. I can imagine that not getting honor level higher can be a pleasant experience. Been there. The honor progress depends on 2 things mainly. The number of games you play, whether or not you're playing with sportsman-like behavior. The exact same thing the other person said. Copy and paste. Which is fine. That's consistent. However, we do not have an estimate or a certain number of games in which a player can increase their honor level, since that can be different from one player to another, which I would think you would be able to check to see an individual player's percentage, maybe at the current point in the algorithm, so that way you can give me a minimum, assuming I'm getting 1 honor per random person, and I'm doing 36 games a day, I said. But don't be discouraged by this. Keep putting in a positive work in the game, and I'm sure you'll get that level soon. And on with that, as you play consistently, and you are cool towards your teammates, your honor level will significantly increase even without getting the actual honors. Being honored by your teammates will slightly boost progression. If we added a specific counter, it will be more confusing than helpful. No, it would not. No, anything that shows your progression would help. You are visualizing how far you are getting. It would be more problematic for Riot, I assume, because if there is an issue, they would actually have to fix it. They could be held accountable for it. But do know that honor progression is not something achieved in a short time. Rather than shrinking it into days and weeks, it is achieved by months of play and neutral behavior, which makes 0 sense why the Auction skin was announced late. If that's the case, delay it till the next season. Next email. And now I said, sorry, I'm confused because of what I have been told by you and the other writers, since that contradicts each other. Since I have done the number of games between checkpoints as I did previously, and I counted, I'm also getting more honors, so the more small boosts, and also, I haven't had any quote-unquote bad behavior recently, so my honor should still be scaling up and making the progress between this milestone faster, which I assume is very slightly faster. He said, thank you for the quick response. I see what you mean here, but there's no definite answer to your questions. You're also correct, and it does happen, but it doesn't always happen. What does that mean? Because there are too many complex factors involved, the most complex of them being time in your case. So there's no definite number of games you have to play to get to a higher honor level. Also, you cannot climb that fast. It always takes fast. Thus, players usually take almost a whole season to reach honor. I assume he meant to say it always takes a while or something along those lines. Being a good sportsman is another factor, so you have to maintain this through many games. Though leveling up won't be easy, every level will be more difficult to get, and it will require a lot of playtime, many months, for max level to progress, while also being sportsmanlike and not receiving punishments. That means that it boggles my mind that here, he says, each level will be more difficult to get to. But over here, he goes, there isn't a higher level cap. They are all the same, which is an earlier message by like 7 days. Oh, no, 8 days, sorry. So I just didn't get the right support number, I guess, because there is no definite answer to all these questions on the honor system, because it doesn't seem that even Riot knows how their honor system works completely. It seems that a lot of Rioters are kind of lost about it as much as the players. Next email. This one was just mostly saying that the more emails I send, the more that things get less and less clarified because multiple Rioters are contradicting each other. It doesn't help at all, and it just makes it even harder to understand how the honor system works when it comes from an actual Rioter. This was their response, and it was the exact same thing. The number of games, playing with sportsman-like behavior, and that it's supposed to be over the course of a full season. By the way, if that's the case, and it's supposed to be over the course of a full season, I understand that I started at a lower point than other players. Let me see, where did it say? I started at Honor 1, Checkpoint 2. That means I was only 2 points down, because I would need to get to Honor 1, Checkpoint 3, and then to Honor 2, to be where everyone starts at the split, because that's how it works. It gets reset every time. I would still be unable to get anywhere close, even though I play way more than the average player, because I don't go outside. Next up, Auction mains. Auction already has a low number of skins. Already. And the only skin he gets is a limited one? And for Honor? Really? The big streamers that play Auction, new players will see these streamers, quite possibly, like Yamato Seth and Drutut, and will play him later on because they like the champion, they like how he plays, or they like his personality. Many people get introduced to their mains through streamers, and these 2 players are big streamers, but they won't be able to obtain the skin because it was locked behind Honor for a season. It was not put into the token shop, which doesn't make any sense. These are my propositions for a solution to this problem. Add the 3 Honor skins, like the entire skin line, to the shop. It knocks out 2 birds with 1 stone. You promised, and I have it highlighted in red there at the bottom, you promised, Riot, that there will be new rewards added each season to the Honor 5 token shop. Right now, unless you're a Warwick or a Twitch main, you aren't going to get anything. And those skins aren't really that great. The 3 Honor skin line is good, but you're not adding it to the Honor 5 token shop. It is just kind of being accessed by a very limited amount of people. And also just make the capsules better. Anything to encourage people to actually want to be honorable is going to actually make the players less toxic. The people who will still be toxic are the ones that don't care about any of this. For example, the capsules right now, they just give a key shard. What is so good about that? I could go into the season pass shop right now and get a key shard for 20 coins, which is 1 level up. They are worth nothing, and you don't even get chests that they're using that often. Not only does this promote non-toxic environment if you upgrade these, but giving players more of a reason to not be toxic in upcoming seasons. Because if they missed out on one of the skins that they wanted from the 3 honor skin line, they'll have to get Honor 5 in one of the upcoming seasons, which means they won't be able to be toxic. That's a big surprise, I know, but if you truly care about having a community not be toxic, this is the way to do it. It gives a player, like a new player, like I said before, if they watch a streamer or just happen to like Akshan or any of the skins, Malzahar is the only other one, it gives the players a chance to receive their main champ skin, even if they didn't play during that season. It doesn't make any sense that you should be punished for not playing during that season, even if you're an honorable player, even if you're a fucking saint. It shouldn't be like Victoria skins. Victoria skins make sense. They show that you got a certain rank during that season. Honor shouldn't be like that. It doesn't make sense to hide behind a season. It shouldn't be exclusive to that season. The Victoria skins are meant to be for people above gold, and they give chromas for every other rank above that. Right now, they aren't like that anymore either, and it doesn't make any sense that a skin that is based around a champion that was meta-defining that season, which is what the Victoria skin line is, should be bound by that season. That doesn't make any sense for the honor skins. It wasn't like Akshan players were the more honorable players that season. It just doesn't make any sense. I also think a good addition to the honor system, if we want to keep it like this, is to add something like the endorsement system in Overwatch has, where the enemy team, you can endorse them, or honor them, because it doesn't make any sense that if I have a bunch of toxic teammates and I don't want to honor any of them, I should have to. I should be able to honor an enemy teammate or enemy team member if they were a nicer player or if they played well. In conclusion, I think the best way to fix the honor system, which has been out for 6 years, is to try and make a hashtag, because that's one of the only ways Riot will listen to the community is by them actually calling it out on their mistakes. So I suggest using hashtag #FixHonor, maybe spread it on Twitter or Reddit or something, because that's the only way we will get Riot to actually make a change. They don't do anything themselves. They don't update anything if they are not called out on it, and that is the end of the video. And that's all the slides I have. That's pretty much it.